All right, here we go. First shots with the, whatever we're calling this, the Sugar Weasel 9.69 inch blaster machine. This is going to be interesting. I want to make sure that it works properly at first without a suppressor. We just have a muzzle device on there. It's a brake, so it's going to be really loud, hence the Ear Pro. And I just want to see if it works. That's all. Let's stop talking. Shoot things. Holy cow, that is concussive. Goodness Maximus. Okay, well, that did not cycle. Holy smokes. Forget how concussive that can be. Whew. Will clear out your face hole. All right, let's wake up the universe once again. Okay, so that's forward ejecting, which means we have a little bit too much, I do believe. So we can pinch that off just a smidge. I think we can even smooth that out a little bit more. She definitely held open. She's still a little bit overgassed. There's no recoil to that though. So that is actually not bad at all. All right, let's get a little bit more ammo and fiddle a little bit more with it. Oh, now see, that's much better. That's going right at like 330. That ain't bad. And honestly, with a brake and this short of a little doohickey, hold it like that. There's like no recoil to that. Pretty handy dandy. Okay, so that is working very well, unsuppressed. Obviously, this is extremely loud. I'm gonna put a suppressor on it. All right, I gotta brag once again about Griffin Armaments locking system. This is one of the best. If you have an exposed muzzle device, I didn't have this thing timed, you probably already caught that. But if you have an exposed muzzle device, this is one of the best, simplest ways to attach suppressors, I think. It's a taper lock, so that's locked on there. I don't want to actually tighten it. The way I like to do this, honestly, is to get this to where it just is not even snug. It just barely stops because I don't want this thing to get locked on. You could shoot it just like this, it'd be fine. But then you can unlock your tab, or actually lock your tab, and now he's locked in there. And now you could shoot it all day long, do whatever you want to do, go crazy with it. And at the end of the day, you just unlock the locking tab. And as long as you didn't super tighten this thing down, it should just easily come off. Pretty dang cool. All right, I'm gonna take these off. This does generally suppress well, so I'm hoping it does. Here we go. Oh, that's fine. A little overgassed, and now let's tune it for a suppressor. Oh, that was super smooth, but that did not have enough juice to fly. Actually need to open that up a little bit. Close it just a hair, not too much. Yeah, still forward ejecting, hold on. Now we're back to where we were when it wouldn't cycle. Yep, all right. So it needs a little bit more oomphy juice. All right, so it's not a great. She locked open though. Sound-wise, she's great. I do want to put this on paper. See, after you've shot this thing, it's so easy. And I got gloves. This suppressor would be kind of hot. It's very easy. Pop that sucker off. You can see the taper on there, coarse threads, and then that's not a ratchet. That's a locking system for their locking system. It's awesome. It's awesome. Anyway, I want to put this on paper That is not exactly ejecting where I want it to go, but you know what? That's okay. And you see it, the thing that Q did get right, even though this is not actually a Q, but in essence, it's the same difference. This is very lightweight. This is very lightweight. All right, let's put it on paper and see what's going on. There we go. All right. All right, so this is basically 100 yards. It's gonna be really hard to see, but here we go. Ooh, very low. All right. Okay, yeah, you can see it in there. Well, here's 34 yards, which I do like that. Whoever did it, can't remember. Somebody demonstrated a 36-yard zero a long time ago on the internet, and I've used it, and I think it's good. Anyway, back at 100 yards, this is actually not bad. I mean, it's a pretty big group, if you ask me. But also, it's a red dot, and I'm having to really contort my neck. A lot of excuses, but I am having to contort my neck. For being able to hold a semi-fist group at 100 yards, for what this thing needs to do, which is just look cool, it's doing its job. Oh, point of aim. I couldn't really see the red. In contrast with everything else back at 100 yards, I really couldn't distinguish the red. So I was basically just aiming right in the middle. So the fact that this is this high doesn't say a whole lot as far as the zero. I'm looking at the group size because I'm just basically aiming center mass on this feller. And that's not bad. For close stuff, which this would actually probably be used for, like if this is a bump in the night kind of gun, if that's what it's shooting, that's what it needs to shoot, and that's fine. So I'm put some more bullets in it, see if we can get some other similar groups, warm the barrel up a little bit, see if we can make it sparkle. Not really, see if we can do anything to it, and just shoot it a little bit more. It's cool, it's a good gun. All right, so just for the kicking of the giggles, again, we're back at 30-something-ish yards. Kicking of the giggles, offhanded, we'll shoot at the top right dot. Breathe. Something I do need to work on. You sit there and hold your breath, hold still long enough, you ain't gonna hit anything because you're gonna black out. All right, enough of that. Offhanded, yep. There you go. See if I can shoot offhanded at 30-something yards. All right, well, that's definitely not something to write home about, absolutely. But it's not terrible either. Offhanded at 34-ish yards. Most of them touching here, some of them sparkling around. Actually, one of those is from a 100-yard thing. So actually, most of them are right on. So I'm fine. As far as this thing works, as far as being like accurate for what I need it to, the ground shook. That was kind of weird. That does exactly what I needed to do. Offhand at 25 yards, and just to shoot steel and to shoot pieces of trash and things. It's actually pretty cool. So I can get it. I can dig it. I can dig the idea of a short little gun like this because I'm already into the market for like short little guns like this. 11 and a half inches that's my jam. That's what I really like. I think that's a sweet spot. 12 and a half is okay for my purposes, my things. The gun that I make, right? The Disser, Downing Industries small receiver. That gun is an 11 and a half inch gun, right? The infamous, inglorious Mark 18, that is a 10.3 inch gun. Why not 10.5? Because they're just special. And why is this 9.69 inches? Because Q is just special. And this is not even a Q barrel. I had to chop this thing down. So that's one reason I wanted to see if we're getting flyers and weird stuff, but I don't think we are. I think this is actually drilling holes where it needs to go. And as far as cycling, if they want to talk about, you got gas coming out of there? If they want to talk about the super engineered madness of what they do at Q and having to get everything like super specific. I mean, obviously I've only shot 1 magazine's worth of ammunition through this, so that's not a whole lot to say as far as testing goes. And I am using their gas block, but it's a tunable gas block. You could throw any tunable gas block on here, and I'm using the cheapest Bear Creek Arsenal barrel that I could find. And I chopped this thing down, and I mean, I was able to tune it to be properly gassed, unsuppressed. Suppressed, I still need to fiddle with it if I really want to get a good 3:30, 4 o'clock ejection. But because right now it's a little bit forward. But anyway, I don't know. That's just a quick little first look with this little feller. I think she turned out swimmingly. I don't know where you could get this handguard. Just search around on Tac Swap for somebody to drop one. But it is pretty cool. I can totally dig the appeal for a sub 10-inch little AR-15 thing, because it's light. That's what they go for, and it's been accurate even with a non-Q barrel. And it's just, I mean, I don't believe in backpack guns. Whenever I go hunting, yeah, I'll carry a pistol just in case something happens, but I'm not going to carry an extra like AR-15, not just because it weighs some, but it's bulky, it's big. So this would be a good camping gun. I would say that. If I was to go out with my family, whatever, and we just wanted something, up here you probably want a bigger caliber than 5.56. But I can totally dig the appeal. Or if you're in an RV, this would be great for that. If you do need a gun to sit by your bed, this is honestly not a bad option, in my opinion. So I'd love to hear back from you guys. Q, we can talk about that. We can talk about these bastardizations of things that we've put together, you know, since this is not really Q, but it's my little interpretation of things. Do you guys even do this? Do you see a cool gun that you don't want to spend $3,000 on and figure out a way to spend a third of that and say, yeah, I can basically get the same thing? Let's talk about that, because that's cool. That's just fun. Let's spread this stuff around, you know, smear it in their faces that we could make the same thing just as good in our garage. Yeah, that's not very nice. We should be a little bit gentler than that. But anyway, let's go talk about that in the comments. Let's go. Let's do it.